We are recording. So, welcome to the Game Dads podcast, where we talk about video games and also everything that is not video games, up into and including rap beefs that are currently going on between famous rappers.
That's what we do.
My name is Aaron, and I am here with my hetero life mate.
I am Brett.
And today we're gonna chat a little bit. We're just gonna have just a normal, regular chat. No crazy events. No crazy. We're just gonna chat about video games and life.
Brother, I have been playing Kingdom Hearts 2 and it is flipping wild.
Oh heck yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2.
Dude, I've got like 20 hours in this game and I beat this game probably like 5 or 6 times. Dude, it's so good. I'm playing it way differently than I normally play it too. I'm playing like more like magic build type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I never play magic. More just especially like when you and I were playing like Secret of Mana back in the day, we all had our set characters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So good.
I have dipped my toe into several games this week. 'Cause like I said,
Have you?
I finished up Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So I was just like, I'm gonna play a little of this. I'm gonna play a little of this. I'm gonna play a little of this. One of the games that I've been playing the last couple of weeks, is going to surprise the crap out of you. It is not going to make you like, oh my god, that's such a good game. But you're gonna be like, what? Where did that come from? And I don't have an explanation for you.
I have an idea because I'm always online apparently, and I look at your PSN.
This game specifically, not on PSN, but I know what game you're thinking of. But
Asp. The plot thickens.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
What are you trying to get me to guess?
No, I'm just saying, like, do you want to talk about your games, or do you want me to talk about my games?
Bro, all I got is Kingdom Hearts.
That's all you've been playing the last 2 weeks?
It's all, yeah, I kind of gave up on Stellar Blade a little bit. More just, I really like the game, but I can't, I'm still in Liza P mode, even 6 months later. So, like, the parrying system, I'm having a really hard time with. Like, he goes through a whole stinking animation before she actually does any sort of, like, parrying. And, like, I like the game a lot. The PSN, I know they had kind of a glitch in the system the other day, so, like, play times are way off. So it says that I put 20 hours into it. I have not played that game for 20 hours. I've probably got like maybe 10 in it. It says I'm halfway through the game, and that's usually okay, but I've given up on Stellar Blade. Great game. I'm just not in the mood for it right now. But dude, I'm all Kingdom Hearts. And then just a little bit I got a Steam Deck OLED, which I really like, but I've not really dedicated to anything on there just yet. So hit me with what you've been playing though, brother.
All right. Let me start I'm gonna start from the very normal for Aaron, and then I'm gonna move my way down into what the heck's. So, of course, after I finished Rebirth, there's a Kakarot DLC that I hadn't touched yet, so I went in and played that. It's not super long. It's like, I mean, if you're really pushing it, it's maybe 5-6 hours, but like it's free. It came with it's just like kind of the end of Dragon Ball Z in like Kakarot form, which is weird because like I don't feel like a lot of games ever really touch the end of Dragon Ball Z. They just kind of like Boo's dead and all right, Dave, let's go into GT. But like it's like the end of Dragon Ball Z, which is just kind of interesting.
Was that the fight between Goku and Vegeta, like the last fight? And it's like there's a couple like cutscenes that play in it.
Yeah, like that's like I won't even say, I won't even say that's the main focus of the DLC. It's probably what attracts most people to the DLC, but like the actual main focus of the DLC is that last tournament. Like you you're like Goku and you're like, hey Pan, let's train before we go to the tournament. And then like you like run into Gohan and Goten and Trunks and you're all like, man, you guys are all soft and squishy now that Boo's dead. I'm going to beat you up. And then Goku beats them up. And then he's like, you better get to that tournament. And then they all go to the tournament. And then like, it's literally like the tournament starts. You play one tournament round as Pan. And then you play the next tournament round as Goku fighting Oob. And then like, that's it. Because that's literally how Dragon Ball Z ended. Just like, you fight Oob. And it's like, all right, this match is over. I'm Goku. I'm out of here. See you later. Peace. And then like that's the end. So they were like, we can't end it like that. So like then I get this extra mode where like Goku goes through all of his greatest fights. You fight like Frieza, Cell, Boo, and then like the last fight is like a huge knockdown, drag out, like 3-round fight you have with Vegeta where you just like, and like cutscenes play and dramatic music and they play We Got a Power and it's like I love Dragon Ball Z, so I'm down. Like give me all.
You do?
Give me, yeah. Okay, shut up. Like, give me all that.
God,
I got a spoon. Just I'm gonna eat all that up. So I've been doing that, and then like now I'm in the Kakarot DLC mode. The Kakarot DLC mode is they will once you do the DLC, they'll give you like intermediate, expert, and then like legendary version of all of the fights you do in the DLC in order to like pad it out a little bit. So I'm at that part now, and I'm not even feeling like the super enthusiasm to finish all of that stuff. It's just like, this is a random DLC. It was free. I'm not upset. It's just like some of the last little bit. I don't know. I actually don't know. I don't know if they're planning to make any GT content in Kakarot. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. But
I hope they do.
I'm honestly down with it. I love the way that Kakarot like kind of dramatizes even Dragon Ball Z, even makes it more dramatic. So like I'm totally down with some if they want to do GT. If they want to do the rest of Super, they haven't even, there's tons of stuff in Super they haven't even touched. So I don't care either way. If that's the last DLC, I'm perfectly cool with that. If they add more, I'm cool with that. If all of the rest of the stuff is in Kakarot too, fine, whatever. I don't care.
My vote is like I've had enough of Super, and I actually like a year or something removed from actually finishing it. I mean, Super was okay.
Yeah,
it was very fan servicey. Give me GT though. I don't think GT gets enough love.
Yeah, I honestly like. I don't have like a super horrible opinion about anything Dragon Ball Z. I just love all of it. But honestly, I think, like you said, Super is a lot of fan service. It was literally like, oh man, what if we recreate all these things that happened in Dragon Ball Z? What if Majin Vegeta explodes again? What if Goku has another crazy Super Saiyan transformation? What if Gohan uses his ultimate power and kicks butt in one scene and then immediately loses? Like,
what if Majin Buu goes on the Atkins diet?
Yeah, it's a lot of like them finding new ways to repeat stuff that happened in Z, and like I appreciate that GT was just like, we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do our own thing. You might not like it, but we just actually made another story. Like it's not just like repeating the stuff that happened in Z over again, except for maybe Baby. But I think Baby's. I'm not gonna go as far as to say I think Baby is better than Majin Vegeta, but like. The story around Baby is at least more complicated and more intricate than just like, I'm Vegeta, I decided to be evil for 45 minutes until, I figured out it was a bad idea. Like,
I think even that though, like the desire for Vegeta, like, he feels like he's gone soft, so he needs the edge and all that. I feel that's still more compelling than Baby.
Here's the thing that I will say about Baby. Like, I don't think a single saga in GT is even like in a rank. All of the Dragon Ball Z sagas, every part of Dragon Ball Z is above GT. All of it. But like the idea that they took that idea of Majin Vegeta, but instead of it just being in the actual time frame of Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta is Majin for like 45 minutes. Like, he turns Majin, Goku and Vegeta immediately have their Majin Vegeta fight. That fight ends without either of them, like, actually, like, conceding. Then Vegeta just says, okay, I'm done with this. And then he goes to fight Boo. I don't not like that part, but, like, I do like the fact that Baby is like, okay, here's a story. Here's why Baby decides he wants to take over Vegeta's body. He's the strongest Saiyan on Earth, and he's the strongest person on Earth. And he's like, and Baby takes over his body. Vegeta is not being evil to get something that he wants. He's being literally controlled by an evil entity who has no remorse for anybody on Earth. And then it ends with Goku being like, you better get out of Vegeta's body at this point. If you don't, I'm going to kill you. That's it. Like, if you don't get out of his body, I'm going to kill both of you. And then Baby's like, oh crap, he's really serious. He's gonna kill me. And then he runs away. And that's how the series, I like that. But like, Majin Vegeta in Dragon Ball Z, with all of the buildup of Vegeta's character all the way through the series until it gets to Majin Vegeta, is a very impactful and great storytelling in the series. It's just, I don't like how short it is. He's Majin for, like I said, it's like 45 minutes. It's one fight that happens simultaneously while Boo is being released. So like, the math is, it's like 45 minutes. It's one of the most impactful things that happens in Dragon Ball Z, but the time frame is like 45 minutes. It's like an episode of DuckTales. But anyways, back to, we got time frames here. I'm trying to stay on track because I have an anime gripe that you are going to just like, it's going to go completely in your ear and out the other. And I completely understand that, but I got to get this out. I actually wrote this down in my notes that I need to talk about it because it's getting on my nerves, but I'm going to go back to games. So after I got done playing Kakarot, I talked about that game Terra Nil last time, the SimCity in reverse. Downloaded that, played that. It's awesome, and it's more than I thought it was, even from like reading the stuff about it. Cause like they made like different types of planets. So it's not just like, oh, you're on a barren wasteland. Some of the planets are frozen. Some of the planets are like, super hot, and you have to like manage the environment to cool the planet so it's like livable. Like they made it even better than I thought it was, and I've had so much fun playing it with all of the different types of environments and all the different machines that they created in order to like, manage everything, and then you got to figure out how to get all those machines off. It's awesome. Terra Nils is a great game. From every dollar that they make, they like plant trees and stuff. If that's your type of game, if that like builder, that appeals to you at all, I recommend Terra Nil. It's just a great game. So I was playing Terra Nil. I took a break from Terra Nil.
Here.
Okay. So
holy shit, dude. What is going on with us?
I don't know. This is the worst. This is the most trouble we have ever had in a podcast.
We got to keep it though.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely just going to edit down the parts where I'm repeating myself. Okay.
You know what happened?
What happened?
I turned my Steam Deck on and my AirPods connected to it. You want to know what's funny about that though? Like I had such a hard time getting my AirPods to connect to my Steam Deck. And as soon as I turn that stupid thing on, it's like, okay, let's work now.
Okay.
Christ.
Terra Nil. Good.
Game Dev, take 3.
Yeah. Terra Nil. Good. I'm
glad.
I'm going to keep these in short little bites. Terra Nil. Good. Please play if want. Okay. So after Terra Nil.
Yes.
After Terra Nil, I played the Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Whoa, did you like it?
Yes, I am loving it so far. I'm not even close. I played maybe like 2 hours. But I'm loving it.
The game is super underrated.
Yep, I'm loving it so far. I like one of the most interesting things that happened in the game. I don't know if I don't know if it's a situation where I've just never taken the time to do this in other games where this happens, or if it's something very specific that I very much appreciate about this game. But like, I forgot that they had that little like visor mode. You know what I'm talking about?
Visor mode.
Where like you can like scan things as Quill and like see destroyable objects and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. It's been a few years since I played it.
Yeah. So I totally forgot that was in the game. So I was in this one area where I needed to use the visor to find something, but I forgot I could. So I was just running around and like, I'm listening to all 5 of them talk while I'm running around trying to figure out what's going on. And like, it was a good 10 minutes where I literally did not hear repeating dialogue. Almost every conversation they were having was on the situation that we were in currently at that moment. And I did not hear anyone repeat any dialogue. They were just sitting around talking amongst themselves for 10 straight minutes. And like, I was like, this, the Gen Alpha phrase, someone understood the assignment of making these characters banter to each other for enough time. They have enough like banter dialogue stocked in the game that these characters can talk about the situation I'm in for 10 minutes straight. Like, someone understood the assignment. Someone was like, if I'm going to make a Guardians of the Galaxy game, these characters have to talk. They have to talk to each other constantly and always be topical and cracking jokes. That's how it's supposed to work. And it was perfect. I was like, well done, game. I can, this scene, this moment I'm having in your game alone, I am going to finish this game.
I loved it, dude. I actually ended up getting the platinum in that game because, of course, I did. At first, it was like Uncanny Valley type stuff where we're so used to seeing the MCU Guardians of the Galaxy. And by the end of that game, I actually prefer this group of Guardians versus the live action MCU stuff.
I haven't.
I don't read Guardians. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I haven't hit that point yet, but I want like that. I've been in the game 2 hours, and I can totally appreciate this version of them, and it does not. I don't feel like I'm like it's an alternate or like a side version, or it definitely doesn't feel like a Kmart version of the Guardians of the Galaxy. They feel like a full-fledged version, even though I'm 2 hours into the game.
The problem was, I think, because it came out after the Avengers game, the Crystal Dynamics Avengers game, and I think people just immediately just jumped into like immediate hate mode.
Yeah,
but the oh gosh, is it Eidos Montreal?
Yeah, I think so. Game? Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay, their Drax, the best character in the game. Yeah. I love that Drax. Their Quill though, like I'll say, whoever the voice actor is for that, I'm gonna say this, and now you're gonna hear it every time he does it. He goes, "Come on." Okay, but come on. Now that you know about it, on the next show, I want to know what you think about that, because he does that with everybody. Come on.
Okay, so
I know this is bad right now, guys, but come on.
Okay, so next up, me and Andrea have been our chill Saturday has just been having a couple beers and playing Mario Kart. So we've been playing a bunch of Mario Kart, but the specific Mario Kart thing that's been happening is I ran across a YouTube Shorts page that is completely devoted to explaining how to do every shortcut in Mario Kart 8. So we have been playing the worst Mario Kart of our lives while drinking, trying to use shortcuts that we have never used before. It has been hilarious.
Let me ask you this. Do you guys think you can beat me now?
If I took the time to learn all those shortcuts that I've been learning, actually sober so I could actually do them, I'm ready. I would be ready. Give me
to come at the king?
Give me 2 more weeks to play Mario Kart while I'm actually sober to practice the shortcuts, and I'm ready.
Allie, they're playing Mario Kart now, and they think they can come at the king. Allie says, "Oh, honey." He goes, "Honey."
Okay,
I'll play. I think that would be a good show if you wanted to do that one live.
Heck yeah!
You guys can lose in real time.
Bring it on. Okay, so the next game, Andrea is a big, huge A Link to the Past and everything, old school 2D Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
So I, on the recommendations of the internet and other people, saw that Tunic was on PlayStation Plus and I could just scoop it, and I could give something Andrea to play while she is, 2D Zelda-less at the moment, because no new 2D Zelda games have come out recently.
Nope.
That she hasn't already, destroyed. So I hooked it up. Andrea played it for a while, and then she got to a boss where she got stuck, and she was like, "You want to try this boss?" And I was like, "Sure." I went in and I was like, "All right, I kind of like this." And just tickled that little in the back of my head. And I was like, I think I'm going to start a game on this. But Tunic, fun. I had to sit down and be like, Andrea, game designers are not crazy. The things that they do in the game are very specific and they're on purpose. So if the sign you stepped up to shows a bunch of squiggle language you can't read, it's either completely unnecessary or you're not meant to read it.
False. Pick up the instruction booklets. It will all make sense soon.
All right.
You want to know how I describe that game?
Sure.
It's a fox with rabies. It's cute, but it'll maul your face off. That game is hard. I love Tunic. I have not beat it yet. I've not been. I bought it when it came to PlayStation. I actually bought it when it came to Xbox. It was on Game Pass or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate Game Pass, so I paid $30 for it. I've bought it now 3 times, as we have it on Switch as well. I got the hard copy for it. But that game is hard. It is really unforgiving, but everything in that game has meaning, like you said. Just keep going. The instruction booklet, you'll get little pieces at a time. Kind of like back in the day, like regular Nintendo NES Zelda, just basic Legend of Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really obtuse game. So if you rented that game, dude, you were screwed. But if you bought it and it came with the instruction booklet and it kind of showed you like the ins and outs of the game and all that stuff, dude, you were set. That's how Tunic operates.
Okay.
Then watch the Dev Diaries, because they're so good.
I will pass that message along to Andrea and take it if I actually do get time to start a game.
What else you got?
Okay. So the next game on the list
I got one too.
Is Mars Survivor.
How do you have time for all these games?
What's been going on is I've been, like, for the past 2 weeks since last time we talked, I have been taking tiny bites out of a bunch of different games at random times, just like over the entire week. Like, none of the games that I've played in the past 2 weeks, I've played for, I would say, more than an hour or two at a time. But like tiny little bites of games, because I was just like, I'm downloading games and I'm going to play them. So
yeah, it's almost like you were in a long-term relationship with Rebirth. You guys broke up, and now you're on Tinder.
Now I'm on video game Tinder, and I'm just shaking my moneymaker. Like, so Mars Survivors, which is basically like SimCity on Mars, but you gotta like fix Mars before you can SimCity it. So cool. just it's really weird. It's a really weird game, but like it scratches that little itch in my brain where I gotta build something, and like you gotta like first you gotta like make all these factories to build all the steel and build all the materials. Then you build, like, once you finally get enough stuff ready, you literally like build a launch pad, and like a rocket sends to Earth to get people from Earth to come back to your colony. And then you build like places for them to live and work and all that stuff. And then it's Sim Cities. But like, as like your town gets bigger and more people, then you've got to like expand all of the, fixing up Mars stuff further out so that you can like make a bigger city. Like I've barely scratched the surface of how deep that game is, because I don't have the patience and the time to like do the tiny little incremental changes that you have to do constantly to keep this whole city running. But like, it just, like I said, scratches that little itch in the back of my brain. And then I got one more.
Oh, jeez.
So the last game that I'm playing right now is, oh crap, what's that game called? Marvel Ultimate Alliance, the one that just came out for Switch. Not just.
Black Order?
No. I said just, and I shouldn't have. It came out in like, the one that came out in like 2016. That's just like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2.
It's like it?
Just like it.
Are you sure it's not the remaster? Because they remastered those.
No. It came out in 16. It is a new game. Well, relative to that. But like, it's Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. Should be Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, but I think it's just called Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
I'm so confused.
Here, hold on.
What are you playing it on?
Switch.
Ultimate Alliance.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you're right. Never mind. It's Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order.
Okay. I knew there were 3 of them. So anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, so that was fine. I was the one who was saying everything wrong. But me, like, I just was like, I own this game. I bought it when it came out. I played it. I got to the Wakanda stage, and then the Wakanda stage had these like bad guys with like sniper rifles who do like stupid damage and pretty much kill you in 2 shots. And basically got my butt kicked so many times in that area that we just never played it again. And then we got distracted by other games and just never came back around. And I was like, you know what? I want to play that because I know there's a bunch of DLC that's come out since the last time we played it. So I'm going to get all the DLC and then we're just going to play all the way through the game. So that's what we've been doing in our off time. Like, it's like we play Marvel Ultimate Alliance until both of us get significantly drunk and then we stop and we switch to Mario Kart. So,
dude, I was thinking about that game the other day. Kind of, okay. So I like the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games. They're kind of they were the next logical step from the X-Men Legends games, if you remember those.
Yes.
And I really want a remaster of X-Men Legends 1 and 2, like the specifically 1, but 2 is cool as well. The Rise of Apocalypse or whatever it was, but like with all this like extra kind of attention on X-Men lately, like dude, bring that on.
Speaking of which, have you watched the new X-Men series yet?
No, but I've seen a bunch of clips for it. I won't subscribe to Disney Plus.
You can use my Disney Plus account.
Maybe I will. I got 2 weeks vacation coming up, so if you're cool with me using it,
yes,
I'll watch
absolutely.
That.
You watch it. Dang it! It's like the best animated Disney. It's the best Disney series. Period. But it's like the best Disney animated thing that's come out in the past like 15 years.
Right. I like I said, I've been watching a lot of clips on it and stuff, and it's really rad. And I accidentally spoiled the ever living crap out of it to my coworker Evan. he was so mad.
Cold-blooded, man.
But I was like, well, like the I'm not even gonna say it, but like the stuff that I've seen on that show has handled it with maturity and grace. And like I know when you were talking about like because you went back and watched some of the older stuff, like I know that stuff's it's much better up in my head. But man, that new show looks really rad.
It's so good. Like here's the hot take that I'm gonna say as anime nerd, and I'm gonna enrage a bunch of people, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it anyway as my anime hot take. Except I have another anime hot take I'm gonna get out today. But like, here's the thing: that series shows without a shadow of a doubt if American animation, specifically Marvel and DC, because this is what I have experience in. I know there are other I'm not talking about Invincible, but like if American animation, specifically Marvel and DC, would handle their fight scenes the way anime handles their fight scenes, this show would be sitting up next to One Piece in like the, oh my God, people are so in love with it. I feel like that's the only thing that they miss in American animation. And they never fix it. Even this show has some great fight scenes, but every fight scene in it is like 30 seconds of like 100% exactly what I want to see. But it's just like 30 seconds. Like,
I'll reference the Wolverine and Nightcrawler one.
Oh, that's like even like the first fight scene with freaking, I don't like Cyclops, but that first fight scene where he's like using his freaking visor to like slide around the room and like fight people, that was dope. And I'm like, why is this 30 seconds? Like, just make it longer.
See, like I think that you're talking about the American animation, with the anime and all that stuff. I was reading the other day on IGN, Batman Ninja and the new Suicide Squad animes will both be at Anime Expo this year. I think those are probably going to be what maybe scratch that itch for you.
I'm so excited. Like, it sounds like, I know from like the perspective, like specifically, we have a very like, for a very kind of not long podcast, we have a very specifically weird window of like, we have an episode about isekais, we have an episode about DC, I specifically talked about Suicide Squad in that episode.
Yeah.
Now they're going to take the isekai and the Suicide Squad, put them together, and it's going to be an anime. And I'm like, I am excited to see it. I like DC. I like the Suicide Squad. I don't not like the isekai genre. It's going to be an anime. So if they actually take those fight scenes I'm talking about and make them cool, which I know that people are like, oh, but anime is all a bunch of guys punching and fight. There are so many good anime fight scenes that are 5 characters with guns shooting at each other. Like, just please.
Yeah. I say that, I agree with you as somebody that's watching Cowboy Bebop right now.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it slowly. I don't think I've told you anything about my Cowboy Bebop escapades, and maybe we should save that for another podcast. Possibly,
I totally want there to be an episode where after you've watched it, let it soak in and like have your, formed opinions. I just want you to like, let's have an episode where you just talk about how you feel about it. Like this is that's important to me. Like you actually like
Bebop stuff.
You actually like finding an anime that you like that suits you and like watching it without me, pushing you or provocating you to do it. You just decided to. I want to know what came from it. I totally want the debrief on how you feel about Cowboy Bebop when you're done and you're ready.
So I'll say one thing because I'm almost done with that. I'm at like episode 19 or 20, something like that. The reason why it's taken me so long to get through it is because like I found a couple episodes that I really like and I keep rewatching them. I never do that.
I love it.
Yeah, there was the one episode specifically, and I can't remember what the name of the episode is, but it's the one. It's almost like the movie Alien, kind of.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know which one you're talking about.
Everybody keeps getting infected. Oh my! I've watched that probably like 4 or 5 times.
Cowboy Bebop's so good. It's so good.
I know this is a complete sidebar, and I've actually got one more game that I'm playing that I wanted to kind of talk about just briefly, but Allie has Netflix. I won't pay for Netflix, but Allie has Netflix. And I was like, there's a live action Cowboy Bebop show on here. I just want to kind of see what the first like 10 minutes are like. So I put it on and it's kind of rad. It's kind of rad. I don't know if people actually like it. And I know it's not going to get renewed for a second season, and that's fine. But I watched the first gunfight and all that, and then watched the tank intro.
Yeah.
And I kind of dug it a little bit. I don't know if that's something I'm actually going to stick to because I have a hard time watching television shows as it is. But gosh, dude, the anime is so good.
It is amazing. And the opinion that I have heard about the Cowboy Bebop show, I liked it. But like the opinion I've heard is that it doesn't understand Cowboy Bebop. And I kind of, as a person who watched Cowboy Bebop a lot and loves it, I kind of understand where they're coming from. Because like if you watch the first episode of Cowboy Bebop and compare it to the first episode of the TV show, it's like, bro, this is not what Spike's about.
No, and I get that too. And I think that's part of like why I don't really want to watch it. Like it's kind of like it's The Witcher kind of like between the games and the books and all that, they're their own thing, and then you get to the TV show and it's almost like that's one of the reasons why Henry Cavill left the show. Supposedly the writers didn't understand Witcher, and dude, Henry Cavill's like,
yeah, he's like a massive fan.
He's like nerd number one, dude. Like you can't argue with Henry Cavill when it comes to like the lore and all this other stuff. So I kind of see where they're going with the Cowboy Bebop stuff, or like that side of it. And I may not stick with it, but I'm okay with like certain adaptations of things.
Yeah,
especially coming from like the comic genre. Like I love comic books. And like the different takes on like specifically like Batman or the Ninja Turtles or whatever, all these different permutations of things that I like, I can understand, I can respect like somebody else's take on it. But, like taking because I think there's like 24 episodes of the anime, and then there's a movie, right?
Right.
Taking those things and boiling them down to 9 or 10, 50-minute long episodes doesn't really jive with me. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, and like another thing that's really like specific about them picking Cowboy Bebop is when you're taking like the One Piece show, I think is really good. Like people like have their opinions about it. I don't think I've seen a lot of like super negative opinions about it, but like I think it's really good, and it's really good because like One Piece has 1,200 episodes. So like they have all of this like lore and history and stuff to like pull from and like take little bits here and there, and they try and keep everything in the first season, but like because One Piece is such a huge long world, you can like put a reference here to this, put a reference here to this. You can say like this guy says this, and then because One Piece is so long, you can be like, oh well, this is something that happens later, but we're hinting at it here. So like here's this little fish right here, but he means something that's happens later. You can just throw all that stuff in. But like Cowboy Bebop is a tight like 24 episodes and a movie. There isn't stuff down the road. It's never gotten a sequel. There isn't. No, you got to take those 24 episodes and that's it. And like,
so that's why I picked it. You know that, right?
Oh yeah.
It's concise. It's like you said, it's tight. That's a great word to describe it. It's tight. It knows what it is. It gets its shit in, it gets out.
Yeah. So
I respect that.
Yeah. So that's why I think like the adaptation has a lot of things like one of those anime things that is an old school anime thing that is slowly dying is people want things tighter and snappier. Is a lot of animes, like a lot of animes that came out in like the 90s and the early 2000s, the first 12 episodes are just introducing the characters. Like, like literally you don't hear anything about Spike's past until like episode 16, and it's 24 episodes. Like it's just them, and it's establishing the connection that the characters have and their relationships to each other. Then the story happens at the end. But like a live TV show, like a live action TV show, you got to put stakes or nobody's going to watch it. Like you can't just like have these characters be bopping around. You got to like, something's got to happen. So like they introduce like Spike's, I forget the guy's name, Spike's friend who was like his rival in like episode 1. And it's like, you don't even hear about this guy until episode 16 in the anime.
Yeah, I'm bad with names, so I can't tell you.
God, I'm feeling bad because I should know what his name is, but it's just like, if you picked up a live action version of an anime to get the condensed version of that story, you probably aren't gonna like the live action version of Cowboy Bebop, because the live action version of Cowboy Bebop is straight up, it's a retelling. It's a different version of the Cowboy Bebop story. Like the live action version of One Piece is literally just the first season of One Piece. It's just the first season of One Piece with actors. Like there are, shortcuts they took here and there. Sometimes they, took out a part where Luffy's just, being a dumbass on the boat. But like, it's pretty much just the first season of One Piece. So like to One Piece fans who just want to see One Piece again, it's not bad. But like to Cowboy Bebop fans who just want to see Cowboy Bebop again, if they watch the live action, that's not what they're getting. So I understand. I guess both points are valid, but it's like, if you want to watch Cowboy Bebop again, watch Cowboy Bebop again. Like, why be upset that it's a little different? But
that's actually kind of a good segue. Like I said, I forgot that I got one more game that I was playing. I haven't played a whole lot of it, but Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door.
Ooh,
it's in my top like 5 RPGs of all time, like turn-based RPGs. I love Paper Mario. I've not beat it since I originally beat it on the GameCube, but dude, it's good. It's real good. It's worth the price of admission. Like it's a $60 game. Nintendo's really spruced it up quite a bit. Mm-hmm. The music's really good. You can go back and get the old GameCube music if you want to. But Yeah, if you were to buy that GameCube game right now, I mean, you're going to spend anywhere from 100 to $150. But if you've, and I'm not going to get like super into it, like, I know we're kind of like strapped for time and all that, but I had to get that off my chest too. Just, man, if you've not played Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, like, play it. It's so stinking good.
Oh yeah,
Have you ever
and
played it?
I have not. My experience with Paper Mario and Thousand Year Door is watching a, I don't know, 120 episode Let's Play about it.
What?
There are a lot of games that my experience is watching a Let's Play of them and not actually playing
Yeah.
them because I work in tech, I can have a Let's Play up on my screen while I'm working.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So like I can't actually be sitting and playing a game because that would require my full attention and I'm not working, I'm playing. But like having a video up in the background, I could totally do that. So like there are a lot of games that I have played by via Let's Plays, but like I'm trying to break that habit. I want like my fingers on the controller, but
Yeah.
just like there are a lot of games that I've played this way, and then some of them I've even like gone back and played again because I wanted to play them. But like there are a lot of games that I had that with.
I think that you specifically should probably pick this game up, especially if you've never like actually, hands on the controller played it before. You know better than most people that I love to replay games.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I've beat like Arkham Asylum, BioShock, Resident Evil, Ocarina of Time. Like those are games that, I beat dozens of times. There's a few games that I've played over the course of my life that I have deemed so perfect that I've only played them once. And the ones that I usually go to are Majora's Mask and The Thousand Year Door. I've only played The Thousand Year Door once. I had one experience with it, and then I think I lent my copy to a friend, and I never saw it again. This is the most time I put into it since I originally beat it on the GameCube. I don't know if I'm actually gonna stick with it or not, but I felt the need to bring it up on this podcast because we have young listeners, and I think that everybody needs to play this game. And from the look of it, it's selling really well, which makes me happy. Switch has this really just uncanny ability to that everybody buys games for it. It's amazing. Like, a lot of their, I mean, even games like ARMS,
Mm-hmm.
they have this whole list of games that have sold, over 1 million copies. Some of them have sold over 10 million copies. Some of them have sold over 20, 30, 40, all that good stuff. But like, I really hope that this is where people give Paper Mario a chance because it's been so weird up and down the last few years. Sticker Star, Color Splash, Paper Mario really lost its identity, especially coming from like its roots as Super Mario RPG 2. That's what it was called in Japan. With us, we got it as just Paper Mario.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope this is the point where Nintendo sees that this is what people want from Paper Mario, and I really hope a whole new generation of people get to play this just absolutely wonderful RPG. Dude, it's hilarious. It's such a good game. 10 out of 10. BA seal of approval. Play this
Yeah.
game.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, I got a question from Andrea that was
Uh-huh.
as soon as she asked it, my answer was talk to Brent. Are you ready for the question?
Bring it.
What's up with Luigi's Mansion?
What's up with Luigi's Mansion?
We were walking around in Walmart just randomly for stuff, and we were walking through the game aisle. And she was like, I've never played in Luigi's Mansion. I've never heard anything about Luigi's Mansion. Aaron, what's up with Luigi's Mansion? And I was like, I am not going to answer that question because I cannot explain it to you the way Brett can. So ask Brett.
I'm so glad you asked.
I was like, I almost feel as if I explain this to you, I am robbing Brett from something, and I should not. I should let him handle this.
Dear listeners, let me tell you something. As somebody that has a Luigi's Mansion tattoo, which gives me no authority to talk on it whatsoever, I just like Luigi's Mansion a lot. It is, and especially as a Resident Evil fan, Luigi's Mansion is Nintendo's stab at Resident Evil. It is a puzzle game, first and foremost, with the best Mario brother doing some Ghostbuster shit.
Mm-hmm.
What more do you need? Dude, it's okay. So especially that the first Luigi's Mansion game, and even more so the third one, because the second one I don't think gets enough love, but it's more of an episodic game. It was made for the 3DS. It's a meant to be handled in small chunks. It's very episodic.
Mm-hmm.
But the first and third games specifically, you get a mansion, and the kids today call those things Metroidvanias, where you get new abilities and you go use this ability. You know what, the Metroidvania, stand down. I don't like that word. I think that we as a gaming community need better ways to describe these games than just mashing two video game names together. But you get different abilities to go to different rooms. You find keys. You solve puzzles. You bust ghosts. Luigi gets us scared. It's so good. It's so good. If you love Resident Evil, but you're just too big of a baby to play it, pick up Luigi's Mansion.
I take that, bottle it, and we'll just send it to Andrea as a text message, because
I'm gonna text her.
Okay, because like I said, we literally we're in Walmart, we're walking past, there's like game case, Luigi's Mansion is in the game case, and she turns to me and goes, what's up with Luigi's Mansion? And I was like, talk to Brett. I don't feel like I could do the game justice explaining it. Talk to Brett.
So I was just talking about the Switch and how it has this ability to just sell games. Luigi's Mansion never sold very well, especially the first game specifically, dude. Everybody hated it because everybody wanted a Mario game when the GameCube came out. But over time, it got this cult following. It picked up some more steam on the 3DS. But by the time it got to the Switch, it sold like 15 million copies, like something like that. It's nuts.
I remember specifically because I remember I was watching the Nintendo Direct when they finally dropped the news about Luigi's Mansion 3. And I remember the chat was like, Luigi's Mansion, down for like 5, 6, 7 pages of people just screaming about it.
It was me as a bunch of alts, dude. All that was me. I have loved Luigi's, and that's not a hipster thing or anything like that, but I have loved Luigi's Mansion since the day I got the GameCube. It's a great series, but you get into Luigi's Mansion 3, it's always been like at the height of tech. If you ever like get into like some of the videos behind it, like the making ofs, there's some really just gnarly stuff that they did with those games. Like especially experimenting with early 3D in the first one, to the point where they put it into the second one on the 3DS. There's a remake coming out of the second one, which is pretty exciting. But the third one specifically has some of the best graphics and animation I've ever seen in any video game I've ever seen in my life. And I've been doing this since like 1987. Luigi's Mansion 3 is phenomenal. And you can jump into that one. You don't have to play the other ones. You should. You absolutely should. But buy Luigi's Mansion 3. It's worth $60. Heck, you want me to buy it for you? I'll buy it for you.
Chill. Like I said, I just didn't want it. I just was like, I never trust Andrea that I completely understand her taste. So I was like, I want the Luigi's Mansion expert to explain it so that you can get a feel on whether you're really going to enjoy it. I feel like it's worth picking up, but I will never blind buy a game for Andrea. I gotta know for sure before I buy anything for her.
I'm drafting the text as we speak. You guys you'll own it by the end of the week. I guarantee it.
Okay. So I feel I'm trying to respect the time here. So I gotta get my little anime gripe out of the way real quick. I gotta talk about this. So I'm putting on the anime beanie with the little spinner hat on it. I'm about to go full anime mode. I mean, you can just like take a step back if you need to. About to go full anime mode.
Your wife.
Don't say that. Yeah. Anyways. Okay. So there is a thing that happens in the internet. I'm going to say specifically Twitter, but like the internet anime world. There's this argument that keeps happening over and over again. And it is anime protagonists, main characters, whether their abilities are based on their genetics and talent or their hard work. If you frequent any anime forums, you'll probably run into this somewhere. So the characters, like the characters who get listed in these things and the arguments people have about it drive me up the wall. I do a lot to try and not engage in these like anime conversations because they're mostly just fans of anime A who don't like anime B. So anime A has some loser who's all of his powers are genetics. And then, but my anime A, the main character's nothing but hard work. He's worked his whole life. So I'm usually pretty good at staying my head out of these things until someone brings up Goku, and then that'll get me to start talking. So I saw one of these, and the genetics versus hard work conversation was Goku was in the genetics category and Naruto was in the hard work category. And I was like, are you effing kidding me? So let me start by saying I like Naruto. To give my credence to my saying that I like Naruto. Brett, do I like Naruto?
I believe it's pronounced Naruto.
It is pronounced Naruto. Do I like Naruto?
I believe so.
Okay. I'm gonna.
That's the orange jumpsuit boy, right?
Yeah, it is orange jumpsuit boy. I'm gonna further classify myself and explain that I like Naruto. I read the Naruto manga. I own the Shonen Jump with the first Naruto manga in it. I watched Naruto when it was simultaneously running in Japan. The first episode of Naruto I watched as it was released in Japan. I have been a fan of Naruto ever since it dropped. I was once part of a custom D&D game created by me and my friends that was completely based in the Naruto world.
Did you do it while you wore your Naruto underpants?
I did while I wore my Naruto headband that I still own.
Do you wear it every day?
I wore that thing to school. When no one knew what Naruto was, I wore that thing to school. Don't come up here and start talking to me like I am not a fan of Naruto. Don't do it. Okay.
He's fired up.
I'm established. I'm a fan. Naruto is the biggest Nepo baby in all of animation, and I will not hear another thing about him being harder working than Goku. I won't hear it. And I'm gonna explain to you, using Naruto terms that you won't understand, how bad Naruto is the most spoiled anime main character of all time. Okay. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna use Naruto terms. There's no way to simplify this to make it make sense if you don't know Naruto. I'm just gonna go for it. Okay. So, in Naruto, the guy who's like the president of the village in Naruto that the characters are in is called the Hokage. He's supposed to be the strongest ninja, completely untouchable. He is supposed to be like I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, he's like the best ninja of the current time. Like, he's the best ninja alive. He's every time the new Hokage is elected, he's like the Michael Jordan of ninjas. So Naruto's dad was the Hokage before he died. Naruto's mom was like the Scottie Pippen of ninjas in the village. She was so.
Wait.
Okay, go ahead. I know where I'm at. Go ahead.
I gotta stop. The Scottie Pippen of ninjas. I need a shirt that says that. Anyway, continue.
Okay. Naruto's mom.
It's so good.
Naruto's mom is so powerful in the story that she literally like creates chains from her body that are so strong she holds down Kyuubi. I'm just gonna to translate that. She's basically holding Godzilla down with her hands. Like, and this moment happens after half of her soul, Kurama being sealed inside of her, but I'm trying to make it clean. Half her soul was ripped out of her body, and she still has enough power at that point to hold down Godzilla with her hands. This is Naruto's mom, and Naruto's dad is stronger than her.
So she's like the Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, that's actually better
of the village.
Honestly, like okay, Naruto's dad is like I said, Michael Jordan. He is all around. He is the best player all around. Steals, shots, blocks, everything. He's the best player all around. But but the player who's better than him in that one specific area, Dennis Rodman, in blocks, is Naruto's mom, Kushina. Like, even though Michael Jordan is the all-around better player, if you focus specifically on blocks, and apparently in this reference, blocks is the insane amount of ki that she has, that's Naruto's mom. So, like,
and you know who Dickie Simpkins is, though?
I do not.
Like, which one's Dickie Simpkins?
I don't know who that is.
Come on, man. We're top of the 1996 Chicago Bulls.
Get off my back. I got to get through this to actually explain what is going on here. Okay. So that's Naruto's mom and Naruto's dad. Now, Naruto as a character has Kyuubi sealed inside of him. Kyuubi is Godzilla. The only way to explain what Kyuubi is in the show, he's Godzilla. He shows up into a city and destroys it. He's Godzilla. He has Godzilla sealed inside of him. But over the course of the story, him and Godzilla become best friends. So instead of destroying the city, he's taking all that power and making Naruto more powerful. But before Godzilla was sealed in Naruto, he was sealed in Kushina. So literally, he genetically gets this power from his mom. Okay, I'm touching the surface of how spoiled he is. Okay, so after the only other thing that has to do with there's like 5 other things, but like other than that, Naruto's main ability is called the Rasengan. It's a like Kamehameha that you hit people with your hand. It's literally like the 4th or 5th most powerful attack that anyone in his ninja village has. And his dad made that move for his mom. Then his godfather taught him how to do it. So genetically, he gets this move from his father. More genetics. Okay. Then because Naruto's parents are so powerful, Naruto has an ability that's called the Kage Bunshin, which basically allows him to make copies of himself. Have you ever seen Naruto like actually do anything? He's mostly fighting and there's just like 50 of him on the screen all the time. That's his ability. It's called Kage Bunshin. It allows him to create copies of himself like Dragon Ball Z multiform. But because he is Naruto and he has all of these powers he got from his mom, he can make 1,000 copies of himself. Most people can do this move, but they don't have the enough like ki to be able to do more than like 2. Naruto can make thousands. And most people who do this ability, because when you do it, it like splits your ki into like every little clone has like that, like if you make 8 cones, they have 1/8 of all of your power. Naruto has so much power that he can make thousands of these clones. All of his power is genetically inherited from his parents. Like his parents have huge chakras, have huge amounts of ki, so he does. So because he has so much power and he can make so many of these clones, he has an ability that only he can use effectively, where if he has one of these clones go learn something, like Multiple Man, when the clone disappears, all of that information goes into his head. So this is how Naruto does all of his training. Once he figures out he can do this, this is how he learns everything. He makes 10,000 clones of himself, and then they all practice something, and then he draws all of those clones back into him to get to spend an hour practicing, but it's like 10,000 hours because he gained all of the experience all of his clones made.
That doesn't seem fair.
So yeah, this is how Naruto learns everything in the show. Once he gets past the point where he learns, he uses this to learn the Rasengan too, but like once he gets past the point where like he's like 12, this is how he learns everything. He just makes 10,000 clones of himself, and all 10,000 clones practice for an hour, and then he draws all the 10,000 clones back in. Now he has 10,000 hours of practice, and then he makes more clones because he has infinite chakra and he can do this over and over again. Then he makes 10,000 more clones. All of those 10,000 clones have that 10,000 hours of practice, and then they practice again for an hour, and now he has like 40,000 hours of practice. This is how Naruto learns everything. So now we get to the hacks. So in Naruto, basically people have like chakra natures. It's like affinities with elements. Like there's water nature, fire nature, lightning nature, wind nature, water nature. And like, as the story progresses, most people that you run into have one, maybe two chakra natures. Naruto has
like Captain Planet.
Yes, like maybe at like the high level of Jonin, which is like they're like it's ninja ranks. Don't worry about it. But like at the high level, people have two chakra natures. Naruto has all five. Then he has two more that don't even get counted as natures. Then he has another nature that he got from someone else that like grafted their skin onto his body. So he gets another one. Then he could combine all of them. Like, it's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. So there's that. Then they're like, we got to give Naruto some more power. Well, he's not powerful enough. So then they like, oh, well, the god of ninjas is just going to give you some more power. So like, there's no explanation. There is no like, he trained and like studied his heart out and he achieved nirvana. And in that nirvana, he met with the god of ninja. He was just losing a fight. And then the god of ninja just shows up and goes, here's some power. Go use it. So there's that. Then Naruto's sensei is a guy named Jiraiya. He is like one of the greatest ninjas of all time. Of course he is, because he's anywhere connected to Naruto. He's one of the greatest ninjas of all time. He's the guy who trained Naruto's dad, and Naruto's dad is like a god of ninjas. So like he trained him, and then he's like, hey, I like your dad so much, and I had so much respect for him that I'm going to train you. So half of Naruto's power comes from that he was trained by this god of ninjas. Then when the god of ninja doesn't have any more stuff to give him, he's like, hey, I know this old sage who can train you to become a toad sage. Now, the specific thing about this is when you're training to be a toad sage, there are two things that happen. Either you are genetically predisposed to being a toad sage, or you can't do it. You try, and your body turns into a frog. Naruto, of course, is genetically predisposed to being a toad sage. And he's not just genetically predisposed to being he's a perfect toad sage. He's better than Jiraiya at being a toad sage on his first try. So he's got super powerful parents. He's got Godzilla sealed inside of him. He's got genetically predisposed to be able to use every single chakra nature. He's genetically predisposed to being a sage, and he has power that was given to him by God. And that is just the tip of the iceberg of how powerful Naruto is, because it doesn't take into consideration that once Naruto learns how to become friends with Kurama, the Godzilla that's trapped inside of him, he's basically like, Godzilla takes his Godzilla heat breath, his laser plasma breath, and surrounds Naruto in a cloak that doesn't allow anything to hurt him. And it makes him heal so fast. There's a scene where someone stabs him through the chest and he just walks through the blade because his body heals so quickly that it doesn't actually hurt him. I'm not saying Naruto's bad. I like Naruto, but Naruto is the most spoiled main character who has ever existed. And the only thing that stops him from being the most powerful character is that the story takes place in like in a world where like there ain't no other planet, but well, that's not true anymore. But like the scale of the damage and the stuff that characters do is not more than destroying a planet. That's the only reason that Naruto isn't the strongest character to ever exist. He's ridiculous. At the end of Naruto, the Naruto anime before the sequel happens, Naruto is walking around in a 6-headed Godzilla mech that is completely made of his own energy. And he has like 6 heads and 9 arms, and each arm has a fireball in it the size of like a mountain, and he's just hurling them at people. Like none of that is his power. None of it is anything that he actually earns. He is genetically the most like gifted human being on earth, and the entire show is about him figuring out how to access more of that power over and over again. Like, and I'm saying this and I keep saying it, I don't dislike Naruto. Sometimes a story isn't about a person, training like Goku to like, each fight I've got to like go and I got to find King Kai and I've got to find Master Roshi and I've got to find Kami and I've got to find Korin and all these people to like train me to be able to like reach my highest potential. Some stories are about you having the power inside of you and you finding out and figuring out how to unleash it. Naruto is more about Naruto's like his core thing is Naruto was a lonely kid. He was a lonely demonized kid, and the story is about him making friends and making connections, and he gains more power as he makes connections. As I keep saying over and over again, he meets this person who teaches him this thing, and then he gains this, he becomes friends with Godzilla, and then Godzilla gives him more power. It's like Naruto's story is about him gaining power through connecting with people. And that's not like, I'm not saying that that's like, oh, screw that, that's a stupid story. Like, it's a story. It's the way that Naruto is made, and it's not bad. It's just like calling that guy a hard work character. I hate it. I hate it. Especially of these people talking about how Goku is like this genetic, he won the genetic lottery because he's a Saiyan. It's like, he's not a Saiyan until Dragon Ball Z. That's 200 episodes into the story. Like he's just a guy up until, like, I mean, he can turn into a giant monkey, but that's literally like the bad part of being him. It's a thing that he hates and he tries to get rid of, and he does get rid of. Like, he's just a guy. He likes to fight and train. That's Goku. You can't say that character is not hard work.
Right.
Like it's like oxymoronic. Like, half of the arguments are like, oh, Goku's just some douchebag who doesn't love his family and he just wants to go train. And it's like, yeah, but he's never working hard. Like, he can't be both. Okay. Rant over. I'm impressed that you made it through, but that is not me saying that Naruto is a bad story. Me saying that it's badly written. I'm just saying Naruto is not a hard work character. He is a connection character. He gains his power through connecting with others. He's not a hard work character. He's not. I mean, his dad is literally Michael Jordan of ninjas. Like, his mom is Dennis Rodman of ninjas. He has Godzilla sealed inside of his body. Like, a god came down, the god of all ninjas came down and was like, hey, I'm going to give you some more power because you're not powerful enough. Like, not a Hardwork character.
I love that we can bring in the 1996 Chicago Bulls.
I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm like, what's the best way to explain this? Michael Jordan, right?
Basketball. That's the way to get me into it.
Michael Jordan, and Dennis Rodman was a great assist on your side because his mom is the Dennis Rodman of ninjas. She is the Dennis Rodman of ninjas, and it's just
you bring Scottie Pippen in too, and man, I just go wild.
So, all of you Naruto fans, I'm gonna say it one more time. I started this rant by proving to you guys that I am a fan of Naruto. If you listen, if you know Naruto, you know that I was not cherry picking or bullshitting. All of that stuff actually happens in Naruto.
Yeah, and all you Dickie Simpkins fans out there,
yeah, sorry guys.
Like, he was a great power forward.
Okay,
that's all I got. That's all I got.
My rant is over. I know we're on a bit of a time crunch here. I took up a lot of time with that rant, so if you got anything else in the chamber.
Cool, man. No, I don't. I did want to give a quick shout out to our boy Liam, though.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Well, listening.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, hope you liked the show. Wanted to give you a little quick shout out there. So if we want to eventually do something that people can like write in, I know some people are watching and listening, mostly listening, but
yeah, I mean, but you can technically watch. It's on YouTube, so you can technically watch them.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to get us on camera eventually. We're not we're a couple good looking guys. I'm not gonna say we're not, but
maybe it will be a Mario Kart episode. Maybe it'll be Contra, like we were talking about. Maybe it'll be both.
Contra be good. The Mario Kart episode's more of a slaughter than an episode, though.
All right.
So, yeah, guys, I'm really competitive.
Yeah, you're getting your plumage all. I don't know, man. Like I said. Especially if we get you on motion controls. I don't know.
I don't play motion controls.
See? Did you hear it? Did you hear it, crowd? Where he was like, "I will smoke you." Motion controls. I don't play motion controls
because that's not a real game.
Okay. It seems like it's in the game.
It's in the game. If that's what you want to choose to do, that's fine.
Yeah, but I mean, it seems like it's in the game. Like there's a lot of strategies and a lot of stuff that I've seen that is specifically motion control, but it's okay. Yeah. It's okay. If you scared,
Dry Bones is in the game too, but I don't play Dry Bones.
Hey, if you scared, say you scared.
Yeah, you're not going to go, man.
I had to go for it. I had to try.
No, I've got a really bad Marty McFly syndrome. Like, don't call me chicken, but I'm going to be 39 years old here in the next week. Actually, a week from today. So as we're recording this, I'm good. I don't need to prove anything.
Oh God. I have one more thing I have to say before we're done.
Another Naruto rant?
No. I actually have another Naruto rant in the chamber, but I can't do them both back to back.
Did you know that Meg Ryan and Jeff Goldblum were in Captain Planet?
No. What?
I'm gonna leave that one there.
Okay.
What's your other thing? What you got?
Okay. We spent an entire episode mostly ranting about the Kendrick and Drake beef, and I have to just drop this one update. So Drake and one of the other people who was in this beef, I told you there were tons of people who were involved in this. One of the other dudes is a guy named Metro Boomin, and he's a producer. He's not a rapper. He's a producer. So he makes beats. He dropped a beat that's called BBL Drizzy. Okay, so Drake, apparently, one of the things that people have been slamming on him about is apparently he got liposuction on his abs to make his abs appear more to get rid of the fat around them. And whenever you get fat removed, they put it in your butt. There's not 100. There's not 100%. It's not verified that Drake actually got fat put in his butt, but that's what they say. You get the fat removed, you put it in your butt. So like people are like, Drake got a BBL. So he drops this song, this beat called BBL Drizzy, and it is Drizzy, Drake's nickname. It is actually fire. It's actually fire. But what happened was, the dude's a genius. He said, I'm Metro Boomin. I'm one of the top producers in the rap game right now. If you get on this BBL Drizzy beat and you drop a verse that I consider to be the best one, I'll give you 10 grand and another beat for free. People have been rapping on this beat non-stop since it dropped, trying to win this money. So there are just so many verses out here of people rapping on this beat. It is a genius move to do in a freaking rap beat. It's genius. And then so
what you're saying is I need to start working on my rap game.
Absolutely.
And I need to drop a diss track on Drake.
On the BBL Drizzy beat. Go for that 10 grand. So so after this happens, what I didn't expect was so many people, like not only just people rapping on it, but like people covering the song. There's a tango version. There's a mariachi version. There's a flute version. There's like a harpsichord version. Like piano players are out there. There's a fully in Japanese rap on this beat. Like so many people got in on this. So in response, Drake did the only thing that he could do, and he jumped on the BBL beat. So Drake has a verse on the BBL Drizzy beat, and that is where the beef has stalemated. Insane. And the bad part about the whole thing is I've been mostly neutral. Kind of both of these guys are bad, but I don't have shit against Metro Boomin. So like the BBL Drizzy beat is a ringtone. I would put that on my phone. It's so good. It's so good. It's like it definitely sounds like a rap beat, but like the hook right before the chorus has this like, I would say like a R&B soul like singer just like belting out this like 4-line verse about her BBL, and it is amazing. I was like, this is the best song that's come out of the entire beef. And it's not even a song. It's just a beat. It's the best one though. I don't know if you've listened to any of these songs since we talked about it, but like I want to put a link to BBL Drizzy in the Discord chat after we're done talking. And you should at least listen to that.
I'm gonna listen. I've been listening to a lot of like hip hop this week, so bring it on.
All right, that's all I got.
Dude, I went back to like 1995, and I've been listening to a lot of like Jizza stuff. Dude, it's so good. I love his solo stuff.
God. Okay, I'm done.
Hey, there it is. BBL Drizzy.
Oh my God, it's so good. Okay. Do you want to do what we're thankful for and get out of here?
Yeah, I'm thankful for you, my friend.
I am thankful for you as well, my dude. My Dukas.
Dukas?
Yeah.
Like Dick Buckus.
Yeah, my Dukas, my dude. All right. Mine is me and like I haven't had Dom enrolled in like a gymnastics class since she was like baby, like probably 1.5. And like it's what she, it translates well to her because she's like, she likes to jump and, flip around, and she likes trampolines and, all that stuff. But like, it's kind of like, it's the baby steps for preparing someone for gymnastics. It's, holding up your weight on a beam. It's, doing little like kickouts and swings on beams and stuff like that. And I don't know if she understands what gymnastics is enough to like understand how those things translate to, her being a gymnast. She's just like, okay, they told me to swing on this beam, so I'm going to swing on this beam. So recently we switched her into the ninja class. Lily is here. He's getting ready to go to bed. Night night, buddy.
Say night night. They love you.
Play Luigi's Mansion.
Night night.
Say night night.
Good night.
I love you too, buddy.
Say night night.
Night night.
Blow Brett, Uncle. Blow kiss. Yeah, there you go.
Blow kiss.
Bye, buddy. Aw, man.
Night night, buddy.
Love you, brother. Good night.
Wait, Brett.
They can't hear me though.
Yeah, he can hear you in spirit though.
I'm just glad they thought of me.
Oh, he's so sweet.
Makes me happy.
Okie doke. So,
hold on, zombie dobbies. Let's stay her at night too.
Night night, zombie dom. Come here. Give me a big hug. Oh. And say night night to Uncle Brett.
Night night.
Night night.
You say Uncle dreams. Brett?
Uncle Brett.
Okay.
Your belly okay?
It makes my heart melt.
Okay, so recently we changed her from the gymnastics course to the ninja course. And the ninja course is like, it's supposed to be like, I don't know. I guess maybe like the boy version of gymnastics. It's more like what they're trying to emulate is like, if you're like some like parkour dude or something, just like running and like, there's like a little wall, like a little like warped wall that they run up and like climb up to the top of and like swing off of a rope and like all kinds of like, it's kind of like a baby's American Ninja Warrior instead. But like, instead of being like, practicing all these like gymnastics poses, it's like, she just gets to like run around. Like there's like, it starts where they just like chase each other around in a circle for like 5 minutes. And she loves it so much. And I'm like, I'm glad that like this stuff is a thing now. Like that.
Yeah.
Like there's like this thing that's would be considered like the boy version, but Tom freaking loves it. She is so excited just to run around and jump up things and climb down ropes and do all that stuff. Like there's just like, I feel like when I was a kid, there's no way there would be that type of thing in like a gymnastics class. There would just be, you're just going to do gymnastics with the rest of everybody else. Like you're just going to practice pole vaults and stuff. I love the ninja class, and it makes Dom happy because she gets to run out her energy, which, since it's been raining all week and the last 2 weeks where we are, it's like we need to take her so she can run some of this energy out.
Yep.
But that is me. I am thankful for times moving forward and making things more equitable for everybody.
Oh yeah, dude. I wish I put more thought into my positives. I really do, because dude, every time we do it, like I feel like I put it on the spot. I'm like, I love Lamp. I love this pillow. It's totally great. And yours are always like super thoughtful.
I have this like the secret advantage. I've had a journal for the past couple of years. So like I've gotten really good at like writing out my thoughts, and it really helps me when it comes to stuff like this, because I can totally think of something that like, this is something that I didn't write in my journal, but I thought about it while I was writing. So like, here's a spot to like, bleh. So
my next one, I promise I will put more thought into it. I will make everybody cry. It can be so thoughtful and moving.
I could use a good cry. So
yeah. The 1996 Chicago Bulls.
I'm thankful for the 1986 Chicago Bulls.
And my friend Aaron, but just in that order. 1996 Chicago Bulls. If well, man, if you put Aaron and Dickie Simpkins in the same room,
it's Dickie Simpkins like than Aaron.
And that'd be a good day. I'll tell you what.
Oh man. Well, I love you, bro.
This is the most. I love you too. This is the most anybody's talked about Dickie Simpkins since the 1996 Chicago Bulls.
Oh man, I'm so ready to catch this stray, and someone's gonna be like in the comments like, I can't believe you didn't know who Dickie Simpkins was.
I'm out here, putting some respect on the name of Dickie Simpkins.
He's like, that's why Brett's the best, because he knows. Aaron's just there. He's just commenting. He doesn't know.
I'm gonna go to the NBA website, and those like custom jerseys you can make. I'm gonna make a custom jersey of Dickie Simpkins. I'm gonna wear it everywhere, and people will be like, "Who's Dickie Simpkins?" I'm gonna be like, "Well,
Brett, you have to stop.
Let me tell you,
you have to stop, because if you start doing this, we're gonna start getting comments about Dickie Simpkins all the time, and it's gonna become part of our brand for no reason. You have to stop."
Let me tell you, like, that's all I got. Okay. It should have been an NBA Jam tournament edition. I don't know what our voice, but I did. Sorry. Right. Anyway, love you, brother.
Yep, I love you too, man. I'll catch you later.
See ya.
Peace.
Bye.
Wibbity wham wham wazzle. I can't forget. I remember this time.
Oh, yes. Tell them Warren Parr sent you.
Boom.
Dickie Simpkins.
Boom. We're back.